guys. Oh, okay. I had to get some more coffee. And the captain has taken over my computer in the yarn room. So I'm going to make my coffee real quick and give him a little more time. So let me know if you guys are what you're working on, what you're doing today. I'm super excited to get to share progress of the office. It's coming along very well. Hi, Terry. I see Nancy and Samantha. I think we had like 4 people waiting. So, and I have progress on one of my other projects that I can share. I'll probably work on that a little bit. I am currently packing up Christmas boxes. So super excited. The Christmas mystery boxes. We had 34 orders. And I am currently packing those orders up. I won't get all of them done today. We actually still have a few hooks, probably about half of the hooks that still need to be resin coated one more coat. So they need their final coat. They're waiting downstairs. We're probably gonna do that today or tomorrow. But I am going to go in the order of which people bought boxes. So we had a few people that bought them on like the first and second day that we had pre-orders open. And so those are the ones that I'm working on now, and I'm going to get them out over the next couple days. So we are super excited. They're going to be really great. I was a little worried that everything wasn't going to fit in the boxes. So we had a lot of stuff this time, and I was a little concerned that either everything wasn't going to fit or that the weight limit, like that it was going to weigh too much. Let's see. Instagram TJ Alley Cat. So shoot me a message and make sure I'm following you. Love your kitchen, nice and bright. Thanks. Yeah, it's got some light. I'm about to pour this coffee. This is a dangerous move. I'm glad you guys cannot see. Ooh, I did it. You just gotta go for it. So I heat my coffee up in this, and then I put it back in my insulated mug so that it'll stay warm since I can't heat this up in the microwave. Okay. Let's see. Can't wait for the Christmas box. You're working on a rustic granny square toddler blanket out of city tweed yarn. That's going to be really pretty. Yeah, I haven't made a baby blanket. It's been a couple years since I made a baby blanket, but I feel like the granny square baby blankets are really nice. Are you doing actual squares, or are you doing the granny square stitch and making like one big square? Because I don't think I've never done a granny square blanket where I've had to sew all the squares together. I've always just done the big ones. So you're doing the squares. Okay. This is your first Tuesday live. Well, hello, Samantha. Thanks. And thanks for joining in. This is my first, this is my first, this is the only YouTube live that I do regularly, which is Tuesdays at noon, which is now noon central. So I'm glad that you guys are still able to join in. It did move an hour. But let's walk back to the office. Whoop, you're in a cabinet right now. So there we go. That didn't get as warm as I wanted it to. Oh yeah, and you guys can see I'll show you the kitchen. So that's the kitchen. It's like a galley style kitchen. So it's just one little aisle, but it's really nice, and it's got a little window. We got a window over here, so it does get some nice light. So that's cool. Using Lee Santorial pattern. Oh, yeah. Her Harry Potter book. Yes. You gonna take over the office for my whole live? You're on YouTube.
Yay.
Say hello.
Bah humbug.
As I'm working on Christmas orders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me see if I can find my tripod so that I don't have to carry this around. See, Ellen says, hey, Matt.
Hey, Ellen.
How are you liking the Harry Potter, how are the patterns? Like, are they easy to follow? Are they advanced? Like, I've seen her book, but I don't know a lot about it. So let me know. I'm trying to set this up. Nancy says, hey, Captain. Whoop.
Hello.
trying to put this tripod together while also holding my phone.
I think this is not going to work for me.
Well, take a break and come back.
Are you running me off? Is that what's happening here? Hang on, let me export this one file.
And see if it works. He's working on a new print file to make something new, and he's designing it. So there's a whole process with designing to get things right. So
it's awful.
Yeah, sometimes it's not very fun. Almost got this set up. Oh, that leg was a little shorter than the other ones.
All right. Well, let me go get my card, and I'll be out of your hair.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to put 16s or 15s for your DIY kits?
I'll do something.
Okay, your card's up here.
It's a bit more advanced. Granny square is not made traditional way, less single crochet spaces. Is that the baby blanket? Am I missing something? Let's see. Okay, so it is Terry's making the baby blanket, and it's the baby blanket is from the Harry Potter book. I didn't know that. So it's a little more advanced, and it's not made the same way. So yeah, let me know. Is the baby blanket out of the book? I didn't know that there was a baby blanket in that book. I thought it was all like amigurumi type stuff. Oh, is it a full-size blanket? Full-size blanket?
Amigurumi.
You don't know that. Okay. All right. I found this.
Amigurumi.
It's not amigurumi. Okay, that needs to be a little bit taller. So y'all are going to go on a trip up real quick.
Making anybody seasick.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Bear with me. We're almost good. You get to see the top of the yarn room. Check that out. Look at the fan. That's beautiful.
I literally
Here we
named
go.
I literally named one of these files Shit Needle version 3. That's how frustrated I am with this.
Yeah, lots of, okay, here we go. All right, I think I finally got you guys right where you can see me. Okay. Let's
Shit
see.
Needle
Oh,
version 3. Oh my god. Put that in your Etsy shop.
all right. So full size. Okay, it is a full size blanket. You're making it smaller. That's cool. And I keep not focusing on myself. Looking for something to make with. I have 200-gram skeins of worsted weight, and I want to play with. It's real nice wool yarn. I can't help you as much there since most of my stuff is chunky, but you could, double it up and make something. It's always an option.
Be careful about sharing when you got stuff like that.
Yeah, well, go to another page.
Well, I'm just saying, I didn't know if you were going to share a screen or what you're doing.
No, I can't share the screen on my computer on my phone.
All right.
Okay, so now that I finally have this set up, I can actually pan around a little bit for you. So this room was like a weird yellowish color. It was like a yellow brown, and I'm hoping to take pictures and stuff in here. And so, and there is quite a bit of natural light. I've got 2 windows. But that color of the room was really causing the pictures to look yellow, So I decided to paint it gray. So I'll pan up a little bit. You can't really see it, but I guess over on this wall you can see that it's gray. But it's a nice gray, cool gray. And then these are the shelves that we got done putting in yesterday. So, and I'll go stand over so you can see how tall they are. So this is how tall they are. This is the top of the shelf. And it's it's wider than my arm span. So here's one side, here's the other side. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm super excited. And for anyone who has been looking for shelving for a yarn space or anything, these are actually the Walmart brand Better Homes and Gardens 25 cube storage. Do you want to talk about how easy it was to put together?
So easy.
It really wasn't awful, but we had it was me and Matt and his dad were putting it together. So yes, so it is just like Ikea.
But worse.
I didn't think it was worse than Ikea. I mean, I feel like it went together the same way. I don't feel like the covering on the board, because it's press board, I don't feel like it was made as well. There were some spots that chipped, and I don't feel like the Ikea ones were made that cheaply on the outside. And yeah, so we had a couple spots, but it matches it almost exactly. The dimensions are the same. And I'll show you guys. I have one of the Ikea ones, and that's actually why I bought this one. So I'll flip this around. And this is the Ikea shelf back here. So this one is a 4x3. You can see down at the bottom. I think it's, yeah, 4x3. One of them is hidden by a Tupperware. So yeah, so I've had that one, and I really liked it, and we wanted to get another one, but Ikea has been out of stock on a lot of things at our closest one, which is Atlanta. And you have white Ikea with glass doors. I was looking, and is that the Billy? Is that the Billy bookshelves with the doors, or is it a different one with doors? Because we looked at the Billies, and we did feel like
We have Billies.
Yeah, we have Billies, but we were looking at putting them in here. So we were looking at putting Billies in here because they have the doors. But even it was Atlanta and Memphis that we looked at, and neither of them had any of the accessories in stock. So like we could have done the Billy bookshelves, but we wouldn't have had any of the doors or the accessories. None of that was in stock. And I've only ever heard bad things about Ikea shipping, and we've tried ordering things to be shipped, and they'll cancel the order. They'll just cancel it, and they won't give you a reason. They just don't, it just doesn't work. So let's see. Had a couple of comments. Probably can't move the Walmart one to a new house without some shifting. Oh yeah, no, you wouldn't move this. This one is where it is. We actually were concerned even about like picking it up and pushing it up to the wall. And honestly, I don't know if the Ikea one that is this large would really be any different, because it's just so big that the weight of itself is what causes it to have problems. If you're trying to like rotate it and turn it around or do anything. So yeah, I would not move this one, and it definitely was pretty tough to try to move. Let's see. Samantha, what is your favorite type of yarn? So I only use super bulky yarn, and I can show you guys some of the yarn that I've got. It's not all put in here. I'm going to move y'all around again, but you can see I've got my computer desk behind me and this Ikea shelf. And then I have a closet that's going to at some point hold my finished stuff. And then I'm going to move you guys back over here so you can see this shelf. And I do have a Billy in this corner. So this one back here is a Billy bookshelf from Ikea. So we've really got a smorgasbord of different things in here. Okay, so a couple of the ones that I really like is going to be Thick and Quick. I talk about this one a lot, just Lion Brand Thick and Quick. That's one of my favorites, especially for beginners. This is what I send out in Learn to Crochet kits and stuff. And it's easy to find. It's easy to care for. It's fairly affordable. You can find it a lot of places. So that's one of my favorites. I use that a lot for my patterns because it's easy to see in the pictures when I take pictures for my patterns. I've never used this, but this is next up on my list for one of my next projects is the hooked Z spaghetti. I'm going to make a cardigan, so it's going to be pretty heavy, I think, but that's why I want to make it, because people are always asking me, what different kinds of yarn are like for making the chunky patterns. So I wanted to try this. One of my other favorites is this Mandala. So this is the Mandala Thick and Quick by Lion Brand. I made one of my Tonks hoodies out of it. So this is the hoodie. So you guys can see the Tonks hoodie. Yeah, the hooked is really cool. Like, I've never tried it before, so that's going to be something new for me. This is another one that I have not really dove into. I got it when it was on sale. I don't even know if they make it anymore. It's called Totally Tubular, and it's technically a size 7, but I think it would work. It's not too much bigger than the 6s that I've used. So I'm excited to try this. I have a whole bunch of it. And I may be able to make a pattern out of this. So the other yarn let's see. Where's my other go-to yarn? Oh, a lot of it is, here's one. This is Hometown USA. This is another one of my favorites for people who are using my patterns. A lot of my testers use it. It's cheaper than Woolly's Thick and Quick, but it's also by Lion Brand. Does it even say Lion Brand yarn? Oh, it does, like way down here on the bottom. But you can usually find this like at Walmart. So a lot of people will use this. And like I said, it's like $3 or $4 a skein. So it's very affordable. So this is a good one. And then there is always blanket yarn. That's one of my favorites. Again, it's just easy to find. So here's one of the skeins of blanket yarn that I'm going to be using in one of my newest cardigan patterns. So I'm excited about that. But this is one of the go-tos as well. So I think Woolly's Thick and Quick and blanket yarn are two of my favorites. This can be a little tougher if you're just starting out crocheting because it doesn't have as much stretch or give. Hometown is a 6. Yeah, it's actually a 6. So pretty much everything I have is a size 6, since that's what most of my patterns call for. I do have some 5. I haven't used it yet. I'll show you guys. I think it's a 5. Let's see. I don't even know where it is actually. Oh, here's some. This is another one that I really like. And I don't know if they make this either anymore, but it's the Wool-Ease roving stripes. So this one is really, I really like this stuff, but I think they discontinued it, but this is very similar to any other type of roving yarn that you can find. Like I just got done using Tough Puff by We Crochet and Knit Picks. Those two websites have Tough Puff. That's very similar to this. If you buy any of the super bulky roving yarn from We Are Knitters or Wool and the Gang, it's going to be similar to this. So it's just a super bulky roving style yarn. Now, I'm not a big fan of how you're supposed to have to care for this because I feel like it doesn't age very well, but it's really pretty. Okay. So that's the new office. I mean, that's really what we're working with. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good space. I even have my packaging table. So I'll turn this around this way so you guys can see. Let me just come on this side. So behind me, I have my table where I'm going to do all of my packaging. So I'm actually working on the Christmas boxes right now. And there's no spoilers on the table except like some candy because, you know, who doesn't want candy in their boxes? But yeah, so I've got this packaging table and then my extra space, and over here we go, and then my computer. So I do some of my writing and orders and stuff here. So it really is a super, super multifunctional space, which was my goal. Because before I was having to like go back and forth from one room to another to package things or do orders or go to the computer or go get some yarn. And so the goal for this space was to really be super, super functional and make it easy for me to not have to, you know, go to a bunch of different rooms in the house to do different things. Okie dokie. All right, so I was going to show you guys the progress that I have made. Oh, let's see if I can turn this. There we go. All right, so the only project that I'm working on right now, here it is. Okay, is my newest Tonks hoodie. You're just in and out today.
I'm just famous.
Mm-hmm.
Need my phone.
So I'm working on my newest Tonks hoodie.
You talking to me?
No. Oh. I'm talking to YouTube.
Hey, YouTube.
In faux fur. So this is called Burnout Velvet Plus, but it feels a lot more like a faux fur, not a velvet. But I'm going to show you guys. So let's see. I had my... Nice to have one space to do it all. Exactly. Yes. Big time. And being organized. Yeah. So that's my biggest thing is having the ability to be a little bit more productive and have all of my stuff in one space. It's a big deal. It's extremely helpful for me to just come in here and get everything done. Okay, so I'm making the extra small on this one, which haven't decided if I'm happy about that yet, but both of my other ones were the small medium, and this is the extra small. So this is what it looks like. And the hood, I'm working on the hood. So that's the part that I'm working on right now. So that'll continue to go up. And then once I connect the hood at the top, I'll do the border. And then the border connects down the front. And that's what creates the entire front part of the hoodie. And I'll show you guys if I move this down, you can see the bottom, how it's got the slit here. So that's what it looks like. Okay, so that's what I'm going to work on for the rest of our little live session. So I'm going to move my stuff over here a little bit, or actually I'm probably just going to grab my chair and move it over here, but I'll have to move the tripod down. Let's see. Okay, but I'm super excited to like have the yarn wall back here for my videos. I think that's really fun. All right, so I am going to put my other hoodie back on because it's a little chilly. I think I brought my coffee in here. Okay. So let me know if you guys are already preparing for Christmas, or if you are going to wait until after Thanksgiving. We have not done any Christmas decorating at this point. It's just working on Christmas boxes. That looks heavy. Okay, so I'm very interested to see if it does end up being too heavy, because it totally might end up being too heavy. I'm hoping that it feels more like a weighted blanket. That would be, I think that would be the best way for that to turn out. And again, sorry for all of the shaking. I'm trying to move the camera back down now. Here we go. Okay. Now I can move this back up. Usually I choose one place to be for these, but since I was showing you guys the office, having to move this around a little bit more. Okay, now I've got my project and I just need to find my hook. I think it's behind me. Okay, let's see. Here it is, and then I had to get some more yarn. Let me see where that yarn went. You'll get to go on one more adventure with me, because I think the yarn is in the other room. So we're still moving a lot of things around. I had to take everything out of this office in order for us to build that shelf in the office. So I've actually got some stuff in here. Oh, here it is. Found it. I'm going to grab 2 of these just to be safe. Next thing I'm making is your Christmas hat pattern, the Santa hat. Yes, that was a really fun one. I think I've kind of just made it my goal to make a chunky version of everything. You know, trying the different yarn, and next up I'm making some chunky slippers. So I'm really excited about those. But it's really fun to just say, okay, let me look at some of these really cool patterns and see if there's a chunky version of them, you know, like a larger bulky yarn version. And a lot of times there's not, you know, a super chunky version of something that I want to make. And so that's the perfect opportunity to make something new. And that's what happened with the Christmas hat. Let's see. No Christmas decorations yet, me either. I want so badly to like super bulky yarn. I find them so hard to work with, maybe unpleasant to work with. So I think it really does depend on the person. And it also depends on, you know, your body and the hooks that you're using and the type of yarn that you're using. And I think that's why one of my biggest goals as a designer and as part of the crochet community and for like my YouTube channel is to try out a lot of these different yarns so that people have more options. Because I think that's, if you've only ever tried blanket yarn, for instance, not you in general, but overall, if someone has only ever tried one type of super bulky yarn or a couple different and don't know that there are a lot of different options, or even with the hooks, for me, it took investing in some really nice hooks for me to enjoy using super bulky yarn. And I'll show you guys actually, because as most of you guys know, we print our own hooks now, but it wasn't always that way. And so I had to seek out tools that made using super bulky yarn easier for me. Because for me, it's not really about the yarn. It's about the fact that the projects don't take as long. So for me, it's all about the fact that I really want crochet to be more meditative for me. I want my patterns to be very simple because I don't want to have to, I want to be able to like watch TV or listen to music. I don't want to have to be in total silence, counting stitches and making sure that, I'm switching yarn at the right time. Like things like mosaic and tapestry crochet, it's just not for me. It's not something that I particularly enjoy. And so it's not really about the size of the yarn, but about the fact that it won't take me as long to create something. And I love that instant gratification of sitting down and making a sweater in a couple of days. I think that's so cool, but I'll show you guys really quick. So let me see. I actually have all of my hooks out now that were in storage. Let's see. Okay, so these are my hook boxes, my little hook bins. And let me know if you guys have ever tried this coffee. This is one of my favorite coffees. We went to Cafe du Monde. We actually went to New Orleans on our honeymoon. And so that was the first time I tried their coffee, and we had the beignets, and it was great. That was really fun. And I need to find my coffee again. But I can only find that online or at Whole Foods. And I don't really shop at Whole Foods. There is one that's not too far from us here, so I may start going there just to get that coffee. But usually I just buy like the Cafe Bustelo, which is a little bit cheaper. Okay, so hooks. My first ever hook was just this big blue one. Okay, so these are the ones you can find at Walmart. And it's light, so that wasn't too bad. And it's not too long. It's pretty long, but it's not too long. And this is what I used for a really long time to make things like hooks and, hats and scarves and things like that. And then I bought the smaller version that was this one. And I started having issues. I started having issues with my wrists and my hands and wrist pain and buying braces. And so I started looking at the DIY options for ergonomic handles. So you can see this was just like the kitchen drawer liner that I cut up into like a triangle, this way. And then I wrapped it and put a rubber band around it. So I started realizing I needed something nicer that was actually meant for people who needed ergonomic hooks. So that was my size 12 that I was using for a while. And let's see, from there, I actually purchased some hooks from a hook maker in Greece that I loved. And I've bought 3 hooks from her. The first ones that I bought were a size 10 and a size 12 because at the time, and I'll show you, I thought I had another one. Yeah, here it is. So here's another one that I finagled and tried to make ergonomic. So that was just a plain metal hook that I had found that was a size 12. 10. I think it's a size 10. So I purchased these because of the handles, because I was like, okay, these may actually really help me with my issue without me having to wrap stuff around them. And technically they did, but my hand was right around this. So the way that I held the hooks, my hand was sitting on this, so it wasn't as comfortable as I thought it might be. And the same thing with this one. So this one, when I held it, I wasn't as big a fan of this. It's beautiful. They photograph beautifully, so these are things that I loved using in my Instagram photos. And having in my collection, because I think that a lot of us are inspired by our tools. So you want beautiful tools around to inspire you and have, you know, showcased with your beautiful yarn. And then the last one that I bought from her was this one. This was right before we started 3D printing our own hooks, and I had realized just how heavy the 25 millimeter hooks are. No matter where you buy them from, they are heavy hooks. And so this one, and they're also very long. So let's see a difference. This is a 25 millimeter hook that I purchased from Michaels. This is the 25 millimeter hook that I purchased from the hook maker in Greece. So you can see the big difference between these two lengthwise, and weight-wise, this is like half the weight of this one. And then I also have this one, which is beautiful. Again, beautiful for like taking pictures and all of that, but this was even heavier than the wooden one. So I was having real problems with my wrist trying to use that chunky yarn using these hooks, and that's why I went and I purchased this one for quite a bit more money than I would have spent on these, but I needed it because it helped me enjoy the craft a whole lot more because it was lighter. And that was our goal with our 3D printed hooks, was to try to for me to expound upon that idea of creating things that functionally, not only are they pretty, you know, and inspiring that way, but they functionally are what you need as tools. And that's the same thing for, let's see, I had purchased some Furls hooks. Let's see, here we go. So I have my Odyssey, and I have one of their Streamlines in a 10. And I do really like these. Like the size of this handle was my inspiration for the size of the hook handles on the 3D printed hooks that we make. So like this is a 16, and it's very similarly sized because this size worked for me. As I got larger into, for instance, you see how much larger this is. This actually ended up causing me just as much pain as not having anything. So it really was trial and error of figuring out what worked for me. And I mean, I know that's really for any yarn, but as you get into the bulkier yarns, it's heavier. You know, the stitches are different, you know, the gauge is different, the tension's different. So, but I do think that tools really help in finding the tools that, you know, if you want to work with that yarn, then you can find some tools that might help make it a little bit easier on you. I'm probably missing all of the chat, by the way, because I can't see it, so I'm about to catch up. So I'm sorry if I have not answered a question. Let's see where we are. Love the velvet yarn, looks super cozy. Yes, so I'm really hoping that this ends up being a really, really cozy hoodie. And even if it's heavy, I'm hoping it's more like the heaviness of a weighted blanket so that it's really comfortable. If you could name the most luxurious and nice, like dream bulky yarn to work with, what would it be? So that's a hard question to answer because I haven't tried all the bulky yarns out there. But I do have to say, something that's been on my wish list for a while is the Malabrigo Rasta yarn. It's their bulkiest yarn. I feel like it would be a dream to work with, and I haven't really gotten to try it. So that's one that's on my to try list. Like I said, I do love working with roving yarn. I think it's so pretty. I think that the finished results of it, and it's very smooth on your hook. It's just, it is a pain to weave in the ends because you can't split the yarn. It'll just break, you know, if you're trying to like untwist it because it's roving. But the finished products are very soft, beautiful projects. And I think I have, here, I'll show you guys. So this is my Granger cardigan that I made using the Lion brand roving stripes. And it is very soft. It's you know, it's just a beautiful cardigan, and I absolutely love how it turned out. And you know, so I love working with this kind of yarn, and I think this is a lot. I think this is like the Malabrigo Rasta. I think it's very similar. I think it's a super bulky roving, but they also have one, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's a roving with like a netting around it. And I would love to try that because I feel like that would really help extend the life of the yarn by having that additional support around it. I think it starts with a C. I can't remember what it's called, but I would love to try that. That's on my try list. What else? Dream to work with. I have some I haven't tried yet that I purchased, and I can show you guys. I think any merino, like hand-dyed wool. So I'm going to show you guys two. So I bought this last year for my birthday, and I have not used it yet, but this is Noro brand from Japan. And this is a, let's see, it's 100% wool. It does not feel like it's going to be super soft. So I don't think it's a merino wool or anything. It's just 100% wool. It's just really pretty. And that was like, I wanted it because of the colorway. I thought that colorway was just absolutely gorgeous. It is considered, I think it's considered a 6. I don't even think it says. I think it's just super bulky. It may be more like a 5 because it says to use like a 9mm hook. I may even double this up. I don't know yet. I have not decided what I'm going to do with it. And then this is some hand-dyed yarn that I bought from a yarn dyer and hook maker in the UK named Emma. Hers is What the Hook Creations, but she does the hand-dyed yarn. It's 100% wool. This is actually a slub style yarn, so it's thick and thin. And so you can see it's thinner right here and then thicker right here. So I'm interested to try that because that's another one I have not tried yet. They're both on my make list, but right now they're just being pretty, you know, pretty for the camera. I'll put those back up there. Oh, there we go. Okay. I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Yeah, I missed a whole lot. I'm sorry. Here we go. Love how fast they finish up. Exactly. That's my biggest goal is having projects that finish quickly. Love to create crochet versions of trending knit patterns. Yes, and that was a big part of my very first patterns that were cardigans, that were apparel. So my Luna cardigan is a classic. It's, you know, one that continues to sell really well. It's a fantastic beginner pattern, especially for people who've never made clothing. So if you're looking for like your first ever crocheted clothing piece, it's a great piece to do. And so the Luna was inspired by all of the gorgeous chunky knit sweater patterns that are out there, and I couldn't find anything like it for crochet. So, you know, I love the knitting kits from We Are Knitters and Wool in the Gang. They create wonderful kits using the super bulky yarn, and they're meant for beginners because they work up quickly and they make these beautiful chunky oversized sweaters. But all of their crochet kits were for, you know, like a size 4 weight, like a worsted weight yarn and smaller, and were very like lacy, summery type patterns. And I was like, where are the chunky sweaters for crocheters? You know, because that's what I wanted. So that was a big part of my design aesthetic and my inspiration for the Pink Sheep designs, is that chunky knitwear, because that's what I wanted in crochet. Let's see. Right now I'm working on a blanket. Samantha's working on a blanket. Let me know what kind of blanket. If it's, you know, I know there's a whole bunch of different ones. Like you can do granny square, you can do straight up and down, you can do stripes, you can do side to side. I've never tried one of those side to side blankets, by the way. Decorations and tree are up, Nancy. So we still don't have living room furniture. It's coming Friday. So super excited to have living room furniture. And we have decided that once the living room furniture is up, that we may actually get a real tree this year. We haven't decided yet. Because we do have a fake tree and we have not opened it up since the move. So we're not 100% sure if the tree made it, if it's going to be usable or broken, because it was just in one of those canvas tree bags. But we may get a real tree, and we have to get the furniture in to find out where we're actually going to be able to put the tree. We got to get a TV because we kept one TV that went downstairs in the basement, but we're going to get a TV for the living room. So we're going to have to get a TV. And we're getting a couch. It's our first ever leather couch. So that's going to be cool. We've never bought leather. So we've got a leather couch coming and a nice little TV stand kind of thing. So excited for that. And I think as soon as that living room set is there, then I'll feel like I can go get some Christmas pillows and get decorations up. And because I really do kind of want to have some nice little decorations for Christmas this year, because we don't usually go crazy with Christmas decorations. It's usually just the tree, but I would love to maybe have some Christmas throw pillows or something. I think that would be really nice. Let's see. Lacey says, I'm going to splurge on one of your hooks and the best of the best bulky yarn. That's a really great like Christmas thing for yourself. And I think what you should do is purchase your yarn with a pattern in mind. So like pick a really great pattern that you want to do, even if it's not my patterns, not saying you have to buy my patterns, but you can say, okay, I'm going to buy enough yarn to make myself this really nice sweater, this really nice cardigan or a scarf or something. And that'll really allow you to create something for yourself. Because I think sometimes if we just buy yarn, like this yarn that's up here, or you can't even see it in the picture right now, but it's the Noro brand. I bought it without a project in mind, and it has just sat there because I don't know what I'm going to make with it. So if I had had a project in mind ahead of time, then I think that would help me make sure that I don't waste it, because you spend good money on beautiful yarn and then you don't know what you're going to make with it. And I really don't want to be a yarn collector. I really don't. I only have so much space. And so I want to make sure that I'm using my yarn as I'm purchasing new yarn. So I do want to make sure that I'm actually getting through it and I'm not just buying yarn just to buy yarn. I want to have, a little bit of focus and make sure, that I'm not hoarding it in this room because I don't have the space for it, Let's see. The hook makes all the difference. Sometimes, let's see. And I think the bigger hooks are just not well thought out. That's why I want to try your hook. Yes, and I think that's something I do try to discount my hooks as they get older in the shop. So I'll like knock $5 off of them. So if you just want to try them, you can look at some of the hooks that I've discounted. I think there's a few on there that I've knocked $5 off of. And I'll continue to do that as we release new hooks. I try to discount the oldest ones. But it's great to at least try, like just to see, especially like the 16 and up. It's difficult to find really nice ergonomic hooks in that size range. So I feel like that's where we kind of shine. It's somewhere that we create something that you can't find. It's not as easy to find out there. Samantha, I love your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Yes, thank you. That's really sweet of you to remind everyone. And I'm sorry that every time I touch the comments on my phone, it's trying to take the focus off of me. Back to work. I'll catch the rest on the replay. Thanks for the info. Yes, thank you, Lacey, for joining in. I hope you have a great day. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? I'll answer that one in just a second. Hi, Maribel. Let's make sure. And what are you working on right now, Maribel? Oh, that's for her. Hello, Emma. And have I ever crocheted a pillow? Okay, so where would I travel? Anywhere I would travel and why? Honestly, Ireland has been on my list for a while now. I went when I was 15 with my grandfather and my dad and my stepmother and my stepbrother. And my grandfather had visited Ireland a lot. Like that was one of his favorite places to go. And he, I don't know, he just felt a connection with the country and the people and enough to want to go back a lot. You know, he really knew like if you were going to travel to Ireland, he was someone to talk to because he had gone so many different places there and knew these kind of hole in the wall places to stay, and it was great. And um, my Matt, my husband, the captain, we have not gotten to travel out of the country together yet. Um, and so we actually got our passports 2 years ago. But then I had my big surgery and then COVID. And so we have not used our passports. We got them with the intention to use them almost immediately. You know, we wanted to start planning trips and saving up our money and traveling a little bit more. And so Ireland is the top of my list because I feel that connection with my grandfather and the one time that I went, and my husband's family has Irish roots. And so I just think that I think it would be awesome. That's on the top of my list for travel. We went to California right before my surgery and to see the redwoods because I had always wanted to see the redwoods. I was like, that's something that you just can't, you have to see that in person to take that in and really appreciate the enormity of those trees and that place. And so he took me right before my surgery to see the redwoods. So we traveled the Avenue of Giants. That was amazing. That was amazing. I would go back. I think that was a really, really great place to go. If you don't want to go somewhere internationally, that was a really, really cool experience. And then have I ever crocheted a pillow? I have not. And it is actually on my list, but I'm a little worried it might be too simple because all of my patterns are so simple. I think it would probably just be like a pillow cover, but it could still be cool. You know, I could do like a made to measure style where you could have your pillow and, you know, crochet along the pillow and then sew up the edges or stitch up the edges and then do like fringe or something. That might be kind of cool. But it is something that I've thought about for sure. I collect yarn accidentally. This is Emma. I get it to make something, start the project, and then get other plans and forget about the first whip. Currently, I have about 15 projects. Oh my gosh. And big surgery. So I had to have a hysterectomy. My mother actually died of cervical cancer. So when I was really young, I think 1 or 2, maybe 3, they found precancerous cells in her cervix, and they did a mini version of a hysterectomy. They just removed part of her cervix to get those cells, and they said, you know, you're good. And when I was 7, she found a lump in her neck, and they found that they had left cervical cells because they left part of the cervix, and those cells had spread. And from there, she actually fought cancer for about 3 years. So when I found out that I also had precancerous cells in my cervix, they said that because of what happened to my mom, my best bet was to just have a full hysterectomy. They left my ovaries, but the uterus and the cervix are gone, and that was to make sure that nothing was left none of the cervical cells could have been left. So that was why. And it was a lot. Like that was a really difficult surgery. It was more difficult for me than I thought it was going to be. I'm 2 years out, and I'm still just now really feeling like I'm back to my old self. And actually going to the chiropractor. I just started going to the chiropractor again, and that has helped me tremendously to start feeling back to normal. The project, so this is a finished hoodie. So you can see the hood. And that's what I'm working on, which I have not touched since this. So I need to pick that up and start working on that. Since this is supposed to be crochet and chat, I got my hook. These are our newest hooks that we released last month. This is the hot pink glitter hooks, and this is a 15 that I'm using for this project. So this hoodie, the pattern calls for a 15 or a 16. I tend to be a fairly tight crocheter, and so I'll tell people you can actually jump down to, some people jump as low as a 12 for my projects that call for a 15. It really just depends on checking your gauge and seeing how tightly you crochet versus me. So this yarn has actually been pretty easy to tie together. So like combining strands, I need to clip these, and it does shed when you cut it, but it has not really been shedding on me when I've just been working on it. So that's been pretty nice. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, no, I'm not missing anything. All right. So we've got about 10 minutes left. Like I said, I am working on this. This is the project that I'm working on right now, which is the faux fur style hoodie. But I am also working on getting Christmas boxes ready. So we did Christmas mystery boxes this year, and this is our second mystery box. And the first ones were Halloween, and they did so good, and we got such great feedback from people saying that they really did enjoy them and like them, that we decided to do them for Christmas. And we have decided that we are going to do the leprechauns. Oh my gosh, St. Patrick's Day. We're going to do St. Patrick's Day mystery boxes next. So those, and we have to do these pre-orders. So the way these work is we open the pre-orders for them a month early, because that gives me a month to get things ordered, because I have to, buy things to put in the boxes, and I don't want to order way more or way less than I need. Then I take that month to get everything in, prep everything, package the boxes up, and then get them shipped out. So you guys can be on the lookout if you're at all interested. We have decided to only offer the larger version of the box. So, and I'll actually show you the size. This one is ready for its shipping label. So this is the size of the box. And I always use these nice clamshell boxes. This is the same for like the hooks. It's a smaller version of this box because I feel like they are much sturdier in shipping. But they come with a hook. They come with one of our 3D printed hooks. And then it's just this crazy smorgasbord of cool tools and goodies and swag and merchandise. And it's really, really fun to put them together. It has been a joy to make them. And at this point, we don't feel too overwhelmed. We had 42 boxes that sold for Halloween. And that was a lot. That was a lot of work. And we had 34 boxes for Christmas that sold, which feels a little more like, okay, it's not a lot less, but we definitely feel the difference. And so I'm hoping that as we continue to do these, that it kind of remains around that like 20 to 40 box purchase quantity, so that we don't get overwhelmed, because I could not imagine trying to put together like 60 or 70 of those boxes. They're a lot of work. I try to package everything really nice and have the tissue paper and have a nice handwritten letter for everyone. And so they take some time to put them together. What is your favorite store or shop for your yarn? And Terry, thank you for sharing your personal story. My mom had a full hysterectomy when I was young, and it's a lot. Hormones and major body changes. 2 years is typical for feeling mostly recovered. That's actually good to know. And luckily, because I kept my ovaries, I didn't go into menopause, so I'm not dealing with, crazy hormone changes. But I have to say, like, when it's that time of the month, because I still have my cycle, my hormones are cycling, the way that it affects me is different. And that's what was crazy, is like I feel like things are very different during that time of the month than they used to be. It's like my body's being affected in different ways. So it's interesting. It's a very interesting thing to have gone through and to feel. And that's good to know. I did know that it was going to take a while to feel back to normal. Emma, what is your opinion on the Lion Brand Mandala? I've seen it used so much in tutorials since learning to crochet and have recently tried it, and I love it. Yes, I love it too. I was wondering what the end of that was going to say, how you felt about it and if you'd used it. I feel like it's going to hold up really well. And I love that it's 100% acrylic, because there's a lot of people who ask me for options of things that aren't wool. And I'm hoping that Lion Brand keeps it, because that's my biggest thing with Lion Brand, is that they cycle through their yarn so quickly that I'm a little worried that Mandala will get cut. I really, really like it. And I don't know, I think you're talking about the Thick and Quick. So this is the Thick and Quick. I have quite a few on my shelf behind me as well. I think it's actually, yeah, these right here. These are Lion Brand Mandala Thick and Quick. I love it. I love using it. I'll probably make a few more tutorials with it. Because it's easy to use. It's got some nice give. So as you're working with it, it's not so difficult to maintain your tension. You can see your stitches very clearly. So for me, it is a win, especially for beginners. So I really, really do like it. And like I said, it seems like it's going to be easy to care for and easy to hold up. That's what I would think, So, but yeah, so we are going to do, like I said, the St. Patrick's Day mystery boxes are going to be the next big thing. I released I thought, okay, so I love Christmas time. I really do. Even though I haven't decorated a ton for it in the past, was mostly because we didn't have a lot of people that would come over during Christmas time. We would always travel other places. So I didn't want to go through the hassle of like buying a whole bunch of Christmas stuff, and when it's just the two of us seeing it, so, but I always like doing holiday designs now. So like for stickers and things like that. Last year I did my Holly Jolly hooker design. So I'll show you guys. This was the design for last year. It's very simple, just Holly Jolly hooker. And I'll show you guys, because these are in the shop. These are in my Etsy shop. I'm still here. I just had to go find these. Where did they go? Here we go. Okay, so I don't think I have a ton of these in the shop. Oh shoot, there we go. This little thing came off of here. I gotta put this back on. Okay, just gotta snap in there. There we go. So these are my Holly Jolly hooker ornaments. So these are like Christmas ornaments, and I put yarn in here and I tie the little loop. But I still have a few of these left over from last year that I've updated in the Etsy shop. This one still has its protective cover on, so it looks a little dull. It's not that dull. Here, let me take that off of there so you guys can see. There we go. And it's just clear. So Holly Jolly hooker. And it's just acrylic. It's just an acrylic. It's like a supersized keychain. But then I tie the thing on there before I ship it out. So it's a little ornament. So I've got those. And I actually bought more of my hooker tarot card ornaments. So let's see where those are. I think they're right over here. Yes. So same thing. These are in my Etsy shop as well. So if you're looking for Christmas ornaments, let's see. And like I said, right now it's a keychain because I actually take the key ring off and replace it with some of my yarn that's like Christmas colors. And I'll show you guys the, good afternoon, Ed. Hello. And I missed this, Nancy. Nancy had a total hysterectomy and double mastectomy. Oh my gosh, I'm BRCA positive. So much cancer in my family a few years ago. Still have hot flashes, but not many. Yeah, so my grandmother passed of pancreatic cancer and my mom of cervical cancer. My dad has skin cancer. My other grandmother had lung cancer, but luckily none of them were super hereditary like the BRCA gene. So, there wasn't a whole lot that I could do except try to be healthy, and get regular checkups. Tina's just working and lurking. That's cool. And yeah, love the Holly Jolly hooker. So, and I'm trying to take this off of here so you guys can see. These look really dull when they've got their little protective cover on them. So I wanted to try to take that off of here. They don't make it very easy, but I am glad they do it so they don't get scratched up in transit. So this is the hooker ornament. So you can see how big it is. It's like as big as the palm of my hand. And like I said, I will tie a nice little yarn string around here so that it's actually more like an ornament. If you like Ireland, maybe you can pronounce my daughter's name. It's an Irish name, Siobhan. Is it Siobhan? Because I knew a Siobhan, if that's correct. I used to work at colleges and universities, and I had a lot of foreign students that worked for me, and that was how she said her name. I think, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if I was right. But yeah, so these are in the Etsy shop along with the Holly Jolly hooker ornaments. But where I was going with that was I didn't know if I was going to have time this year to do a new Christmas design, because with the move and everything, I haven't had as much time to do designing. But I was able to release a design today. I don't have any good way to show you because I couldn't order one. It's on Bonfire. So if you, actually, it's not going to be up yet. I'm going to share it on my Instagram later. Yes, a new one. Let me see if I can pull it up on my computer. That would be the easiest way. And then I could actually show you. We don't have too much time left anyway. Actually, I'm over an hour. So, all right, let me turn this so you guys can see the computer. Let me turn this up. Okay, so let me see if I can pull this up. Okay. So, oh, here it is. Okay. I don't know if I can make that zoom in anymore. So let me just pull this in. So it says crochet, cocoa, and Christmas cookies. So that is my newest design. And you can get it in different colors. You can get it in the t-shirt in different colors. I tried to stick with Christmas colors. And then you can get it in a hoodie. So same thing, red, green, and gray. And I did a dark gray, and I even did a light blue. And then I also did a long sleeve t-shirt. So you got a couple options in light blue. In long sleeve. So that is this year's Christmas design. I just released it on Bonfire, and I'm going to have to share a direct link. So I will add it to the description of this video once it's uploaded. And then I'm going to add it to my Instagram link in bio. So it'll go directly to it. And if you're on my email list, I'm probably going to send an email out about it today or tomorrow. So that's, and the where you usually go to find my stuff is pinksheepdesign.bonfire.com, but they're going to have to manually add this new one. It's not automatically updating yet. They're working on that. It's not in the Christmas box. No. So the Christmas boxes are mystery. Woo. So, and usually it's exclusive stuff. So the mystery boxes actually will have 3 items in the box this year that I won't be selling online. So it's merchandise that I designed specifically for the boxes just to make them a little more special. You know, I think that makes it really fun. And it's so there's, like I said, there's 3 things in there that I designed specifically for the box and ordered that I won't sell outside of the boxes. But yes, the shirts are available. And actually, let me see. I can tell you guys the link if you want to write it down so you don't have to wait. I'm scooting this over so I can see. Okay, so the link to this one, let's see. Actually, let me see if I can zoom in. Let's see. Okay, I bet you you're not going to be able to read that. Let's see if you can read that. It's going to be like backwards or something. Yeah, there's going to be no way. I bet you I can type it in the comments, can't I? Can I comment on my own video? Of course I can't. So it is bonfire.com/a few of my favorite things. And in between all of that, it's a dash. So a dash, few dash, of dash, my dash, favorite dash, things. And that should get you there. So bonfire.com/a few of my favorite things with the dashes in between it. So that should work. But I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it in the description, and I'm going to send out an email and all that fun stuff. But I was so excited because I didn't think I was going to have time to do that this year. I didn't think I was going to have time to put out a design. And a huge shout out to anyone that's in my Discord channel because, and my Discord is for my testers. So I have a Discord channel, a Discord community for anyone who tests for me, like tests designs. They really helped me because I actually sent them a design, a Christmas design, and it was really simple. It was just text. There were no cute little icons, and the text was kind of boring. And they said they didn't say anything. Like it was complete silence. Nobody said anything. Nobody commented. Nobody like reacted to the pictures. And I was like, ooh, I'm gonna take that as a yeah, no, this is not a good design. And they gave me some feedback and helped me, you know, get a better idea of what I needed to do to make it a little more fun. It's still a really simple design. But that's kind of, I didn't want it to be crazy. I just wanted it to be simple, Christmassy. You know, I liked just having the text, and then I did a few little icons. But it says crochet cocoa and Christmas cookies, and it has a little cocoa and a little yarn and a crochet hook, and then the little cookies on either side of the word cookies. So I think it'll be fun. Make sure I didn't miss anything because it's about time for me to hop off. Let's see. So how much are the Christmas boxes? I'll answer that real quick. All of our mystery boxes moving forward are going to be $100 boxes. So we were doing a $100 box and a $50 box, but the $100 box got one of our hooks. So they got one of our 3D printed crochet hooks, and it's a mystery. You know, we actually make those hooks just for the boxes. So it'll be special filament, you know, maybe a different design in the resin, you know, so we get to play around with that and make hooks exclusively for the theme of the boxes. So for Halloween, we actually did a 13mm hook made out of black filament, and then we did orange, purple, and green glitter on that hook. So it was really, you know, we don't do 13mm hooks because the captain says they're unlucky. So we did those for the Halloween boxes. So we get to have some fun and decide what kind of hook to throw in there. And we felt like the smaller boxes felt like an afterthought because they didn't have a hook, they didn't have all of the stuff, and it almost made it more difficult for us to try to figure out what to put in the smaller boxes. So for Christmas, we decided to just do the big boxes, and that really did help us because, you know, all the boxes get the same amount of stuff, and we're not having to worry if people will feel gypped on the $50 box, because the $100 boxes, they're definitely worth it. If I look at the retail value of everything that's in the box price wise, but then also we put all of the time in behind it to package everything up really nice and have it be an experience, you know, to open it, that it's fun and exciting and pretty and an enjoyable experience outside of just the stuff that's in there. Let's see. I will put it in the description box. Let's see. Are you getting an ornament? So I didn't plan to make an ornament with the new design, but let me know what you guys think. If you would like to see the design that I just showed you, the crochet cocoa and Christmas cookies, if you would want that on an ornament, because I could just buy like a couple of them. I could buy like 10 of them, you know, if people are interested. I bought a bunch of the hooker ones because those, I sold out of those last year. The Christmas ornaments, the tarot card ornaments. But I didn't buy any new ones this year. So let me know what you guys think, because I could totally get a few of them. I could even do a little pre-order, you know, and let people, you know, go ahead and purchase them, and then I'll ship them as soon as they get to me. Well, thank you guys, everybody, so much for joining in on the live. For anyone who's watching the replay, thank you. My channel is still growing. I just, you know, want to check in and share what I'm working on and what's happening. Getting in time for Christmas may be tough. That's true. Yes. Could be printed in a tree shape or a Santa hat shape. Yeah. So I may have to think about that for next year. Because I could always repurpose this design, because it is kind of last minute. I could repurpose that design into an ornament next year. This year, if you purchase that shirt now, you will get it before Christmas. I mean, as long as USPS doesn't lose it in the mail, it should get to you before Christmas, because the campaign that I'm doing now, so Bonfire runs in campaigns. So that is open for 4 days. So it will close on Friday, and that's when they'll ship out all of the orders that were made during that time frame. Now, if you don't purchase by Friday, that doesn't mean you're out of luck. It just means that when you purchase it on Saturday, it's going to open that campaign up again for another 4 or 5 days. And then yours won't get shipped out until that campaign closes again. So it's like it opens up for sections of time and allows for more orders. That's what keeps the costs down, versus when you do print on demand, it's a lot more expensive. So for these, if you order it now, that campaign is going to close on Friday, and then they're going to start processing all of those orders from that time frame. So from today until Friday, all of those orders will get processed and shipped out. So it still takes some time. It'll probably be mid to late December. I would think mid-December, probably, before these start going out. But Bonfire told me, they sent me an email that said that as long as the campaign ends by November 30th, then people should get their shirts before Christmas. So if you order it today or before Friday, those should get to you before Christmas. So that's awesome. But ornament wise, I might be able to order them today and be able to get them in time to get them to you guys before Christmas, but it would have to be really quick. That would have to be something that I did like immediately. So let's see. Yep, for next year. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining in. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. I am going to continue now that we're starting to get settled and the office space is getting where I need it to be. I am going to start releasing more tutorial videos, hopefully more free full pattern videos. That's also on my to-do list. So I'm hoping to start really offering even more things on this channel for everyone. And you're welcome. You can always bring your questions to me. This is my time to be accessible, to be here, especially if you're working on any of my patterns and you have questions or questions about anything that I'm doing. Please bring them. And even about stuff like social media. I have a lot of people who ask me questions about sales and marketing and social media and things like that. You can bring those here to the live and I can chat about whatever you want me to chat about. So I will see you all next Tuesday here on YouTube at 12 p.m. Central Time, now that I'm in the Central Time Zone. And if you are on Instagram, you can join me this Friday for a 12 p.m. live Central Time on Instagram. So those are my 2 times. Yes. So I go live on YouTube on Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central Time. And then I go live on Fridays on Instagram at 12 p.m. Central Time. So I have 2 lives a week. Love my voice and my videos. You can love both. I don't know if my voice is, that great, but I'm glad you love my videos. I'm really glad that they're working. So yes, same time on Instagram. So Tuesdays, YouTube, 12 p.m. Central Time. Fridays, Instagram, 12 p.m. Central Time. So same time. And I'm usually on for an hour or so. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and have some time to crochet this week. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.